Going on, everybody? It's JetsCentral coming back with episode 2 of my free agency preview series. But before I get into it, I owe you guys a quick little apology. I have not been posting as much as I normally would want to at a time like this. I've just been working on a multitude of different projects for the channel, which I'm really pumped up to actually share them with you guys pretty soon in due time. But yeah, I just have not been posting, as much as I normally would want to about the free agents. But that ends now. Episode 2 starts now, and it's former Pittsburgh Steelers running back Le'Veon Bell. Right, we're going to be talking about the pros, the cons, and if the New York Jets should go out, make a push, and sign this guy. Now, I gotta be 100% honest with you. Over the course of my life, being a diehard New York Jet fan, I don't think I've ever experienced a more polarizing player that the Jets have coveted over, in free agency more than Le'Veon Bell. I mean, literally, we have half the fan base saying, yes, Le'Veon Bell needs to be signed by the Jets. He needs to be the number one priority of the team heading into mid-March, March 13th, when free agency opens up. And then, interestingly enough, you have another massive group of fans that's pretty much saying the opposite, saying, no, absolutely not. The signing would be a complete and utter disaster. Okay, so it's really fascinating when you look at it, through the lens of both sides. And you're really looking at the fan base split down the middle, one side saying one thing and then the other side saying the complete opposite. So, I mean, really, when you think about it, too, we're just going to be continuing to butt heads up until the 13th when we finally get some, or hopefully get some clarity on the matter on where Bell's going to go. But let's talk about the pros first, right? Let's talk about the pros, what Le'Veon Bell brings to the New York Jets. Well, Le'Veon Bell, whether you love him, you like him, you're lukewarm on him, or you hate him, you have to admit one thing. You've got to admit that Le'Veon Bell is a top 10 player in this league. Coaches know it. Fans know it. Players know it. Anytime this guy touches the football, he has a very good chance to take it the distance and score a TD. Whether you're handing the football off to him, whether you're pitching it to him, whether he's blocking for your quarterback, whether he's lining up in the slot, whether you're throwing it to him in the flat, he does so much for the offense. It is unbelievable. Okay, the skill set that Le'Veon Bell possesses is pretty much second to none. This guy's an incredible football player. I mean, I remember watching him back at Michigan State, and he always reminded me of a guy with a lot of power, but had straight line speed, right? And then he goes to the NFL and he just works his tail off to become a complete back, right? Where he's just power, speed, quick as hell, patient, all the great attributes you want in a running back. He pretty much checks all the boxes. Le'Veon is a complete running back. He is an absolute monster. Top 10 player, top 3 running back. You can make the argument that he is the best or second best running back in the league. Another pro, too, is that he fills a need. I mean, there's been rumors that we're going to cut Isaiah Crowell. I'm personally not in favor of that move because I like Crowell a lot, and I still think he's a young player with an upside. But overall, I mean, you look at the Jets' running back position, it's not like we have Todd Gurley, Zeke Elliott, David Johnson, Saquon Barkley there. I mean, yeah, Eli McGuire's a nice young player. I like Trenton Cannon, still has a really high upside. I'm really hoping he could get it together. But when you add Le'Veon Bell to the Jets running back core, I mean, he fills an immediate need like that and just takes the running back position from, maybe C- at best C to A+. Okay, A+. So that's just an incredible upgrade right there from the at the running back core when you're looking at it like, just names on paper. So another pro is that he actually helps Sam Darnold out, right? When Le'Veon Bell is in the backfield with Sam Darnold, whether he's in shotgun, whether it's in play action, he's going to be a tremendous security blanket for Sam. I mean, that's what he was for Roethlisberger. Everybody wants to point or really give a lot of the credit to Roethlisberger, Juju Smith, Antonio Brown, whatever the tight ends that they've had over the years, but a lot of it has been Le'Veon Bell being that security blanket, being that just that safe option for Big Ben just to dump the ball down to hand the ball off to in the shotgun, to really just, to check to a run play, give the ball to Le'Veon real quick, have him pick up first downs and what have you. So Le'Veon Bell for Sam Darnold going into his second year, keep in mind Sam Darnold will be 21, 22 years old by the time next year rolls around. To have a top 10 player, a top 3 running back at that position top 3 running back in the game, standing next to you at all times. That is incredible. That's going to do so much for Sam Darnold's psyche. It's going to give him so much confidence, and also it's going to propose a threat for defensive coordinators, right? Because Le'Veon's a top player in this league. You've got to be accountable for where Le'Veon is. We have got to shut him down, because if Le'Veon Bell's really realistically the only threat on this offense as we stand right now, defensive coordinators will have to be accountable for it. They have got to know where Le'Veon is at all times and be able to shut him down. All right. Another thing that Le'Veon brings to the table too is that once you acquire him, all of a sudden, and I've said this since day one as well, the moment he steps in to Florham Park, wherever, the practice field, the locker room, whatever you want to call it, the moment he signs on the dotted line, he will be the New York Jets' best player in the last 5-6 seasons. Okay, let's just call it like it is. The Jets have lacked talent for a very long time. The moment Le'Veon signs with the Jets, he will be the best player that the Jets have had in years. That is pretty enticing. Okay, that's really enticing. All right. I mean, we have enough money to pay the guy. He fills a need. He's going to be a huge help for Sam Darnold. He's a top player in this league. I mean, there's just so much positivity that signing Le'Veon Bell will do for the franchise. Now, there's two sides to every coin. Okay, Le'Veon Bell is a polarizing player. The group of fans saying that they do not want to sign this guy, they have valid points as well. Let's talk about some of them. Number one, he's going to cost a lot of money. Le'Veon Bell is not going to come in on a cheap little 2-year, $10 million deal. He's not going to do that. I expect the deal to be around 4 years, probably like 4 years, $55 to $67 million, somewhere in that range, 4 to 5 years. Le'Veon Bell will be guaranteed a huge price tag by whatever team signs him. The Jets, the Dolphins, whatever. Who are some other teams that are rumored to sign him? Buccaneers, maybe. Colts. I don't know. Point is that Le'Veon Bell is going to command a huge price tag. Okay, a huge price tag. Number two, character concerns. The Pittsburgh Steelers play, the locker room of Pittsburgh, they don't like the guy. Okay, he sat the year out. They don't really think, you don't really see, all these, the Steelers offensive linemen. You don't see Roethlisberger hanging out with Le'Veon Bell off the field. All right, you just don't see that. There's a lot of concerns right now. I mean, you had the Pittsburgh Steelers coaches, you had Steelers players literally calling him out to the media, saying, X, Y, and Z, why he's not showing up to camp, why he's selfish, this and that. We're better off without him. This, that, the other thing. Le'Veon Bell, there is some character concerns there. Is he about himself? Is he a little selfish? I don't know. I don't know him personally. I wish I did, because he seems like a cool guy. But bottom line is, I don't know. Right? We don't know. So there are some character concerns. Number three, suspensions, right? He has been suspended before in the past, so he's not perfect off the field, right? He has gotten in a little bit of trouble, all right? And it's not so, a lot of people can scoff at it, and say, oh, it was a one-time mistake and this and that, but at the end of the day, he has gotten in trouble, and you mix that with the character concerns. Not saying he is a bad guy, just saying there's some concerns there for a franchise. You mix those two things together, it's not normally a recipe for success. And then number three, which I think is probably the biggest red flag out of them all, you're paying him on the back end of his career, right? You're looking at Le'Veon Bell. He's not a spring chicken. He's 26 years old. Yes, he's still in his prime. Yes, he's still a very good player. Yes, he can make a huge impact, and he can be elite for a few seasons. But the thing is that you're really buying into the short term, and you're sacrificing the long term if you're signing Le'Veon Bell, because it's kind of like you see these signings in baseball all the time, right? When you see all these like mega deals, like these 10-year deals and these 13-year deals being thrown around like it's nothing, you're really betting on the short term. You're kind of giving the athlete the benefit of the doubt that this guy's going to come in, be elite from day one. I mean, hell, that's what it was with like Robinson Cano from the Seattle Mariners. Bryce Harper's due for a big contract, Giancarlo Stanton, this and that. You're paying him early on to give you massive gains in the short term, but it's going to come at the expense of paying a ton of money late in the guy's career when he's old and he's not producing and he could be hurt. Okay, so that, and at running back, especially with a guy with a lot of carries, it's not a recipe for success, all right? So there's a lot of positives, there's a lot of negatives surrounding Le'Veon Bell. It's why I said he was polarizing earlier. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts down below in the comments section, but this is my overall thoughts on the matter. I want Le'Veon Bell. Okay, I think we should take advantage right now with a new coaching staff, right? Adam Gase, Dowell Loggins, offensive guys, right? Jim Bob Cooter just added him to the staff. These guys know how to put Le'Veon Bell, a versatile chess piece like Le'Veon Bell, in the best position to have success. I think he's going to be crucial for Sam Darnold's development. I think you have to surround young quarterbacks with talent if you want to go deep into the playoffs. Look at Patrick Mahomes. As opposed to Deshaun Watson, who does not have an offensive line, does not have a consistent run game. You saw the Texans just get destroyed, and you saw the Chiefs go all the way to the AFC Championship game, and they should have won that game outside of a few calls. All right, so, and granted, Patrick Mahomes is an outlier, but when you look at Sam Darnold, he's a special quarterback. He has the tools to be successful. It's up to the Jets. It's up to the Jets franchise, the ownership, the coaches, the front office to surround him with success or with talent. We got to get Sam good players. Le'Veon Bell is a top 10 player in this league. He's going to be a position of need. I say we say screw it. Let's sign Le'Veon. Let's get him in the building. And to be quite frank with you guys, if he does go sign with the Bucs, the Dolphins, the Colts, I'll be disappointed. It is what it is. I know there's a lot of fans out there that say, no, I do not want Le'Veon, and it's completely understandable, and I definitely see where you guys are coming from. But the fact of the matter for me, like my personal preference, is I think Sam Darnold needs versatility, he needs talent, and he needs explosive players. Le'Veon Bell checks all three of those boxes. Let's go all in on the short term. Not saying let's win the Super Bowl next season, but let's really bank on making the wild card, making the playoffs as the Patriots start to nosedive, or not nosedive, trend down, as the Dolphins are really at the bottom right now. The Bills and the Jets are kind of going at the same direction, going up, right? Both good teams, both young quarterbacks, both young defenses, with young coaching staffs. So we have to keep up the pace with the Bills and really just try to gain ground on New England. So what better way to do that than getting a top 10 player in the league, a top 3 running back in Le'Veon Bell? So that's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Cannot wait to hear them. And as always, go Jets.